Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and I'm still just drinking my morning coffee. About to put some chicken in the oven, get my breakfast going before I squat. So people are like, hey, what do you eat for breakfast? Well, today it's going to be chicken sandwiches on multi-grain bread with spinach and pickles and mustard. That's what I'm going to have pre-workout. I don't necessarily eat normal breakfast foods, but back to the point. All right, I made a video yesterday about one of Kinobody's followers emulating the form that we see Kinobody do on the incline dumbbell press. And I was putting out its Snap City form. I had multiple people ask me in the comments, well, how come you never demonstrate how to do this exercise? Well, I don't know, guys. Maybe I already have a whole playlist of tutorials of most of the major exercises I discuss. But that aside, the real answer, I do not currently have an incline bench, and I do not currently have dumbbells. Yes, my home gym at this point is dumped $6 grand into it, but I don't have any of that stuff because I don't need it right now. It's just not necessary for my goals. Not necessary. However, I did a little bit of digging on YouTube, and I found a video of a guy who has some dumbbells, who did a really good tutorial. It's some bloke living over in the United Kingdom, some power lifter who had a home gym over there. Looks like about 4 years ago. And he did a pretty detailed tutorial on it outside, chilling out there with his rack and his bench out in the yard. And he did a full tutorial on it, and it's actually pretty informative. It breaks down everything I tell you guys rather than me just showing it sitting here. This guy breaks it all the way down and teaches you guys what you need to know for the incline dumbbell bench press, how to perform it correctly, how to perform it safely, how to get the dumbbells into position, how to put them back down correctly, how to avoid shoulder impingement, internal rotation, how to get the stretch reflex correctly, all that stuff. Pretty good stuff. Now, the only thing I will say, I look at the date and I look at who that guy was. Now, that guy is about 6 weeks out from the non-drug tested UK Powerlifting Nationals. And I think that guy got a medal there and ended up getting a Worlds invite that year. But so just a heads up, he might be a fake natty. He might be a fake natty. So beware, you have been warned. And I noticed there's a little drop of acne on that guy's shoulder. So again, just beware, he might be a fake natty. I mean, competing untested and everything. So just throwing that out there. But you guys can check it out. I'm going to just go ahead and splice that video in for you guys, and you guys can learn everything you need to know about the incline dumbbell press. And also, you guys can always go to any channel and check their search engine, by the way. There's search engines on channels specifically where you can search their videos for keywords in the titles. Just throwing that out there. All right, so enjoy. Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and today while the weather is nice and we don't have snow coming here in a few months, it snows here about 4 months out of the year, I'm going to do another instructional video because a lot of people had questions about the incline dumbbell press. Now, I want to remind people I am not a bodybuilder. I am a power lifter, but I have previously trained and coached competitive bodybuilders, not for contest prep, but during their off season, even though my area of focus is more strength and conditioning. So the information I'm going to give you guys here today applies to power lifters, strength athletes, bodybuilders, even recreational lifters, because everyone who is doing the incline dumbbell press is doing it generally to bring up their chest development. If a power lifter is doing it, he's trying to make his pecs bigger to get stronger out of the bottom of the bench press because it's a weak link and his pecs just aren't big enough and strong enough. Bodybuilders obviously going to do it to bring up their whole chest, particularly a lagging upper chest. So that's what the focus of this lift needs to be. Now, this is not an ego lift. Biggest mistakes people make on the incline dumbbell press is they treat it like an ego lift. You guys will see with me here today, I'm only going to use 30 kilo dumbbells. You guys have never seen me go over 50 kilos on this lift in a training video for 10 reps, even though I can incline bench 3 plates aside for reps with a barbell. And it's because this lift is about getting a stretch reflex. Obviously you want to progress on it, you want to get stronger on it over time, but this type of lift just isn't geared towards using maximum weight. You won't be able to do it safely, and you won't be able to get the maximum muscle fiber recruitment. You end up turning it into a sloppy partial. And the biggest thing you want to do on this lift is to get that full range of motion, and getting the dumbbells into position is really easy when you realize how to execute the lift correctly. And big problem a lot of guys you do is that they use a weight they can't handle, so they can't get to the bottom. And what you see them doing, they're doing this, and they're stopping even higher up than they would with a barbell. The barbell wouldn't even be touching their chest. And accordingly, all the guys you see who do partial reps with this with their elbows flared out real wide, they still lack chest development, even though this is probably the #1 exercise to bring up a lagging chest for someone with terrible chest genetics. Look how many guys you do see on YouTube who do have a chest problem, and when they do the incline dumbbell press, that's what they do. And they'll have fantastic delts, they'll have fantastic triceps. They're guys who generally look good, but when they turn to the side, there's nothing. They hit a side chest, there's nothing. Because even the best lift for just bringing up chest thickness isn't working for them because they're doing it incorrectly. And it goes to show you that even the best lift for a lagging body part can be done wrong and not work. So what you want to focus on this is really the bottom of the range of motion, because the benefit of the incline dumbbell press and why it's so effective is that it is capable of getting a very, very deep stretch reflex, particularly in the upper chest, but through the entire chest, just with more emphasis on the upper chest. And if you don't go deep enough, you completely lose that benefit. You might as well use a heavy barbell so that you can use more weight at that point. Since you're not going to get that deep stretch reflex, why bother with the dumbbell? So you want to come all the way down, get as deep of a stretch as possible. And the other mistake guys make, they flare your elbows out. And as I've discussed in previous videos like this week's Q&A, once you get rotator cuff damage, you're probably screwed. And keeping the elbows in, if you want to figure out the best way to do it to get that elbow tuck at the bottom of this lift, it's easier to do than with a barbell. Because with a barbell, you got to bring the bar down here to do it. With the dumbbells, all you got to do is turn them in. So rather than being up here at 90 degrees, which you see I'm flared at the bottom, puts unneeded stress on the rotator cuffs and the shoulder joint. And it restricts range of motion, because shoulder tightness is going to limit how far you can go down. But if you turn them in just to 45 degrees, now some guys like to go to 90, I don't think you need to do that, but 45 degrees, you can come all the way down and you'll see the bar path is just like it should be on a flat barbell bench when you're powerlifting, which protects the rotator cuff. So you're down here and you come up, down, up. Now I recommend locking out on all lifts, but on this particular lift, if you don't happen to do the lockout, if say you're doing it just for aesthetic purposes, bodybuilding purposes, probably okay. If you're powerlifting or strength athlete or even a field athlete who needs to hit people in the field, don't skip the lockout. That's the only way I would do it differently between the two types of athletes and for two different goals. That's the only change you need to make, because everyone's doing it for the stretch reflex at the bottom. So let's go ahead and demonstrate how to get it into position. All right, the easiest way to get this into position is to realize, since you're focused on the bottom, you don't need to start with it high. If you can't press it from a dead stop off the chest, you are just ego lifting. So all you need to do, bring the dumbbells up, put them on your legs, sit down on your incline, and kick them to here. Because if you can't press them from the bottom, from a dead stop at the muscle stretch, the weight is too heavy. You're just ego lifting on this lift and you're not going to be able to do full range of motion. So you start at the bottom, press, come down, get the stretch reflex, down, full range of motion. Focus should be on the bottom. Scapula retracted, deep stretch at the bottom. To lower them, you don't drop them on the floor. People who drop dumbbells should be shot in the fucking head, because you people hurt other people in the gyms, you break equipment. If you can't set them back on your legs, you're ego lifting, you're using a weight that you cannot control. Set them on your legs, put them back down. Now I'll demonstrate this from the side and you guys will kind of see what the range of motion looks like. And remember, keep the scapula retracted. Okay, same thing, squat down, deadlift the dumbbells up, put them on your thighs. You sit down, retract the scapula, just kick them right here into position. You're now at the stretch at the bottom, press. Stretch reflex, press. Just like this. It's all about that stretch reflex at the bottom. Bring them down when you're done, put them on your thighs, set it down. Easy as can be. All right, and the lift is that simple. It's all about just the scapular retraction and the stretch at the bottom, keeping the dumbbells at 45 degrees and getting that stretch reflex. And outside of that, the lift is exactly the same as the incline barbell bench press, which I have listed in this exact same playlist. All right, guys, so that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it has been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.